I have 2 boys, 5 and 3. They're just amazing. They're extremely active and, keep me going. And I feel that I've grown so much since becoming a mother, and I can't imagine my life without them. The day I had the stroke was May 6, 2007, and I had just arrived at church. And then all of a sudden I started to feel heavy on my right side, started to feel very heavy, and I noticed that I was kind of falling on the gentleman next to me. My boyfriend had come in, he had said, was talking to me, that I didn't realize that I wasn't speaking back to him. He just kept saying, hello, good morning, and I remember everything that he was saying to me. I just didn't realize that I wasn't responding back. And he said, let's go outside. We need to figure out what's going on. So he started to help me up, and I immediately fell to the ground because I was completely paralyzed on my right side. I remember hearing the sirens to the ambulance come, and I thought to myself, I was like, I'm fine. Why did my boyfriend call the ambulance? I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me. The EMTs came in, and they had propped me back up on the pew. And I remember sitting there, and I just remember thinking there were so many of them. It was almost like a cartoon. They were just talking so fast, and I didn't realize that I wasn't responding back to them. Still at that point, I didn't realize that I'd had a stroke. And so at that point in time, I was just kind of, along for the ride. But I remember them wheeling me in through the back doors of the emergency room. And I remember them taking me to a scanner of some sort. And then from that point, I kind of blacked out. I thought I was going home. I still didn't understand why I was at the hospital. And my mom came up to me and she told me that I had a stroke. I remember thinking that this is very scary. And I thought that strokes happened to older people. I didn't know that it was something that could happen to a 27-year-old.
Whenever a young person like Nicki has a stroke, it's very alarming and warrants thorough investigation. Nicki, like most 27-year-olds, did not have the typical risk factors like diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure.
And it was just scary because I thought I was a healthy person. I thought that I was young, I was active. And at that point in time, the TPA medicine had started to kick in.
There's a medicine called tissue plasminogen activator that can break up a clot. That treatment can only be done within a very narrow window of time.
I gradually got more and more speech back, but I was really worried that I'm an attorney and I read and write, and it's all my job is basically reading comprehension, and I was so afraid that I was gonna lose that. And so my boyfriend bought me every magazine at the hospital, and I would read everything in the magazine and then respond back to him what I did read and what it was about.
In Nicki's case, she had a small heart defect called a patent foraminovaly, or PFO. In most people, the foraminovaly, which is a small hole in the heart, closes at birth, but in 1 out of 5 people, that hole remains open into adulthood.
It was just kind of surreal to think about that I've been walking around with this hole in my heart all my life and never knew I had it. In August of that year, I had a day surgery to close the hole of my heart. It's amazing that the American Heart Association is testing babies at birth now, because they would have found something like that with me and it would have been corrected early on. And it's a wonderful thing that they're dedicating their research to prevent these things from happening later on in life.
For me, the American Heart Association is important because it provides guidelines for my practice. So when I see patients with ischemic strokes, with congenital heart defects, I can always refer to evidence-based guidelines that are provided by the American Heart Association.
William is the oldest, and he was born on October 3rd, 2011, and James is 3 years old, and he was born on June 3rd, 2013. They make me laugh every day. I can't imagine my life without them. I was scared that I wouldn't be able to have kids. Scary because I thought I was a healthy person. I thought that I was young, I was active. So I'm just very fortunate to be in the position that I am and have those two beautiful, gorgeous boys that keep me going every day.